the death effect. Some people often ask me about the psychological toll that a job like this has on an individual. Seeing death every day and dealing with it on such an extreme level seems unbearable to many people. I believe that it depends on who you are and what your personality is like, and perhaps even what your belief system is in the afterlife. As for me, dealing with death daily was never something that bothered me. I found it intriguing mostly, and it was an adventure of sorts. I have a strong belief in God and in Christianity, which helped me deal with it differently than some of my colleagues who believe differently. There were some nights at first when I would come home and lay in bed, replaying the images that I had seen that day, but it never bothered me. For many people, I don't think they could have handled this type of job. I'm not entirely sure why I was able to handle it and why I was so intrigued. Then again, there were many jobs, such as surgeons and doctors, that I could never do. The mere sight of someone in pain makes me queasy, but the dead, they don't have an effect on me.
Expiration date. I had been surprised to meet a man who had been dead for several months and was still resting on a gurney in a prep room at a funeral home. He was wearing a nice suit, tie, and polished shoes. The man had been embalmed, but was not looking good at all. I asked a coworker, "What is the deal with that guy?" They told me something had occurred with the family and their finances, which had kept them from being able to proceed with the funeral arrangements. And until paperwork could be resolved, he was to remain in the prep room until further notice. Now, I'm not sure if I was being told the truth, but I do remember him being in his little corner of the room for quite some time. So maybe there was some truth to the story. Now, which begs the question, is there a legal time limit or expiration date on the deceased? Are funeral homes required to dispose of remains after a certain amount of time? I am quite surprised on how few rules there are to the deceased in terms of the family's involvement and the ability to make choices about the arrangements and details of their loved ones who have passed away. There is no law that says you cannot view the body at any time you are ready. There is no law that says that funerals, viewings, and burials have to be done the way the funeral homes say. Funeral homes will give you some guidelines to follow, and in most cases, this is extremely helpful to the grieving. Sometimes funeral directors will make it seem that it is a law that the funeral go exactly the way they tell you it must. This is just not true. So, don't be afraid to ask your funeral director to accommodate you and your family's wishes. It really should be their obligation to accommodate your wishes. Hello monsters, I hope you enjoyed the video. Did you enjoy the video? If you did, make sure to leave a comment below. And while you're down there, why not hit the like button? The like button likes when it gets hit. Now monsters, let's all give a big shout out to Dissing Creeps for taking the time and creating this awesome little animation. Now the two stories are from a previous video. A link to that video will be right here. And also, be sure to go say what's up to Dissing Creeps on her YouTube channel. And if you like her content, make sure to subscribe to her. A link to her channel will be here. Monsters, thanks again, and if you're new, why not hit the subscribe button and become a monster today? It would be too cool to have you part of the Yeah Man TV community. Also monsters, Halloween's coming up. Are you gonna be dressing up as anything? Are you doing anything special? Why not let us know in the comments below? Thanks again monsters, and until next time.
เพชรไปนะโปะอาโปะแปะ